Okay, the college football game I bet on,
Yeah.
the quarterback was out 20 minutes before the game started.
For the guys that for the side
Yeah,
you took.
yeah, and they're
So
still in it.
is the game still on? Like you're watching it,
Yeah,
or you're
I have
watching the
I have it
score?
up.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, they're still the fourth quarter. They're only down 5, but it's like, come on, like why give me that like a backup quarterback? Like that's just bad luck.
That is very bad luck.
That's very bad luck. He's only thrown 12 passes.
All right. What's going on, Tony? I'm here now. That's what matters. I'm here now.
I like that.
Okay, I'm just checking my audio levels. Fat guy's audio levels look good. What's going on, Jameson? So this game seems pretty wild. It's 14-0 for the Jags, and they almost scored. It looks like they turned it over on downs just before I got home. Very interesting game, and I know like this is like really, this is a just total luck of it, but I'm back. I'm here, Mickey. That's what happened. It's I wasn't here. I threw fat. I screwed over Fat Guy. The guy had to learn how to do an entire stream in 3 minutes, thanks to me. But now we're back on. I think things should be a little better. Fortunately, you have me to deal with now, which kind of sucks. But
I don't know. I'm happy for you to carry the load right now. I'm out of stuff to say. I was all barren out there.
yeah,
That being said, look at these two drunks.
I forget
Or hunks.
the.
I meant hunks.
Oh yeah. Even like Buck even looks a little more rough, at least from the side. He's got the. He definitely asked for the 0 to 1 fade there.
Yes, yes.
Very popular.
The half.
All right. The OU's 41. I think I saw the live OU 37. 37 and a
41.
half is the live OU right now.
Oh yeah, it is 37.
So if 41 is the number, I would suggest taking the under at the moment. Swinging the meat axe. Thank you, Josh. Thank you. How many have Jags plus 7.5? That's a good question. What were people on, Fat Guy?
It seems split a little bit. Actually, most guys seem to have Jags, and then Tony had Cincinnati. He only had 7 though. Cincinnati -7, so he could have been the only one. I technically my customers are split, but more money is on the Jags, so I'm gonna take a loss here more than likely.
Let's see how many bets came in on this game. 71,000. Holy smokes. 71,130. I know, like, you guys are going to be like, I don't care about the market anymore because this game is done. But I'm still, and I'm just sit down. I just sat down right now. I'm entering it in. Let's see where things sat. I know when I did the market video this morning, I did a very early market video. I've been gone all day, guys. So, unfortunately, for me, I missed out. But, oh, shit.
Oh, what a play!
I know there was value on the money line for the Jags when I did the market video. So I don't know if things stayed the same. So I'm going to just take a look right now and see where things actually sat at kickoff.
Big play for the Bengals for sure. Jamar Chase. I like seeing that number 1. That's nice.
Actually, against the spread, 3 of the 4 stats point towards Cincinnati at -7.5. But then on the money line, strangely enough, especially the money line money percentage, there's only 27% of bets on the Jacksonville Jaguars at +313. And in a 69 game sample on opening lines, it was a 10 unit positive play. On closing lines, it was a 7 unit positive play. And then as far as OU concerns, It's just like every other time. It's very conflicted, so there wasn't really anything to draw from there. And the other thing I'll say is that the Cincinnati only received 31% of the spread money, which I think that's what Mickey was saying made him shy away from this game. And like, I don't know if a 50-game sample size, 56, 60%, it's actually a pretty decent win percentage so far. But the sample size for the spread percentage of bets is pretty low. There's only 20 games where the home team received 64% or more. And it looks like the Bengals got
CJ
a
Uzoma.
touchdown.
Yeah. Just igniting the fire in the stands. This team is kind of built for like they're. I don't think they're a bad come from behind team. Like, they're not the Chiefs, but like, this offense does have the ability to stretch the field quickly. So this is such a different, like, it's so high variance. Like, they look so garbage in the first half, but then you get like 2 big plays, which is very likely for this team. If Jags blow this like they did with Arizona, this would be really bad.
Well, I haven't seen the first half. To me, it's a 1-score game when Jacksonville has the ball. So it's looking good for the Jags at the moment, but we'll see.
Jags got stopped at 4.5 yard with 50 seconds left. So, they ran a quarterback like option draw. You would have hated it. Everyone was mad in the comment section. So I don't know if you saw that part.
No, sorry. What did you just say?
They ran a quarterback option draw, sort of.
On 4th and goal?
4th and goal on the half-yard line, and they got stuffed. Rather than run it with James Robinson, who's over 100 yards already.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yes.
That's something. I see. I'm just catching up. Mickey, I didn't make any plays. I wasn't here for kickoff, and I didn't have any of my stuff with me, so I missed out today, unfortunately. Sometimes there's other
life
things
gets
going
in the
on.
way of things. That's just how it happens.
Eden says, "I need a Jags DST touchdown, please." I'm hoping for you. That would be exciting if the Jags can pull off a defensive score. Josh said, "I'm going up against you in fantasy, and I have Mixon." And I see that Mixon hasn't exactly had a strong start. He's got 1.7 fantasy points. And yeah, Mickey, I was taking a look. A ton of money came in on the Jags against the spread, which is pretty interesting. So I wonder if that was just somebody came in with a huge bet, or if it was just like consistently more money coming in on the Jags, but it's interesting. And we need some TJ Houshmandzadeh. Yeah. Who doesn't like TJ Houshmandzadeh?
What's a fun name to say?
I've got my dinner as well. I'm just going to go grab that and what's the word again? Mukbang it.
I'm hungry. I would really love something. Looks like he's wearing an LSU band almost. Joe Burrow. I mean, it makes sense, but TJ Houshmandzadeh played for who? The Bengals and Seattle? I don't remember anyone else. Maybe the Chargers?
Seattle's a nice pull because I just remember him playing on the Bengals, but I remember he had at least one stint somewhere else at the end of his career.
Seattle for sure. I feel like there's a year on the Chargers. I gotta better look this up. Baltimore, Cincinnati, Seattle, Baltimore, Oakland.
It's like
I don't think he played very much for Oakland though.
Well, I was just gonna say it's like
11 catches. Yeah.
it's nice when there's a player like he had a good career, and
Yeah.
like I pretty much only remember him playing for the Bengals, and like I don't know if that's a good or bad thing because he played so well for the Bengals, and then it was just like completely, you
9
know,
years in the Bengals, one with Seattle.
yeah,
You're in the your brain's in the right area.
yeah. Like I don't remember him being like a memorable player on those, like not a marquee guy. Like most bar bets, I would have lost that one.
Crowd's into it now. Might have got lucky with some baseball bets today. I'm satisfied.
How's
Oh,
Lawrence looked in the first half, especially like on like
I
third down
mean,
type plays
he
like
had
that?
one nice like chuck it down the field. Chanot made a good play. He's got it done with his legs a lot of times. I got to be real here.
Wow. Like a couple more fortunate plays, the Bengals could have this tied up within 5 minutes of the half.
Whoa. I don't mind risking the 5 yards if you had like a chance to go around the other way. He lost 1 yard. Bengals at plus 105 on the money line.
Yeah. I see him
Wow.
plus, yeah, plus 104. Jags minus 122. Just before the first thing I did when I popped on is I messaged you and I checked out the live line, and the Bengals were like plus 238, I think, on the live line.
Yeah. I think they were almost, yeah. I think they were at over plus 300 when it was on the, because I had it up there when they were on the Jags were on the goal line. So the
Makes
Bengals were plus
sense.
300. Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mocked this. The Bengals were like second down or sorry, they had a fresh set of downs at like the 33, and I mocked the live line because it was minus 1200 Bengals to score next or score first rather. It was the first drive of the game, and then plus 600 on the Jags, and then of course they get a penalty and then miss the field goal, and then I was like, okay, maybe like maybe it's more likely than I thought, but when you're in field goal range, the conversion rate, I wonder what it is, right? So that's implying that the break even would be 84%, but I think it's a lot higher than that. This looks like a good run play. Oh! Oh!
So, what I find interesting is that you can watch the live line and you see it adjust for like plays. So like the Bengals just went from plus 105 to minus 101 just before that run. So in my head, I'm seeing like what kind of play has to happen for like the line to move, right? Like that, like what moves that line, you know, just ever so slightly.
We were kind of going over that because I had it up, you know, among other things, apparently, on the first version. Nice run, Mixon. He almost jumped that safety clean. Like, I was rooting for it for that quarter second, only because, like, more so because I wanted to see if he was going to be able to have burst after jumping over that safety because he got some serious elevation, so. Oh, Samaj Pirine. We got a sighting. He is 34.
I've never seen this receiver in my life.
Me neither. He looks like a drunk hillbilly. I love it.
Is he a tight end or a receiver? It's like hard to tell now with the numbers.
Yes.
Because he doesn't, like, he's a white guy. He doesn't look like a receiver.
No, he doesn't. Trenton Irwin. That's a great name, though.
I'm going to guess that this flag is in favor of the Bengals, which it is because the live line just topped to Bengals minus 138. It's pretty crazy how much these lines can change with just like a play here and there.
That's what we were talking about. Like, it was just very interesting. So, because I've been recording them for some time now, not football, but like the other ones, and it's just interesting.
And he looks like a receiver. Like, he doesn't look too big. Yeah, Trenton Irwin, a 2019 college free agent, was with Miami originally.
Yeah, Stanford. There you go. Why is he so casual after the drop? It's probably better he dropped it, but come on.
That was just poor execution. You expect better from a player of Mixon's
Yeah, but like
stature.
you can't. Your body language can't be that garbage after it. Like, I feel like he gave up on the play pretty early, or like, what if there was some sort of fumble implication? Right, it would have went the other way. Just have to fight whistle to whistle. Quinton Spain, he had some very good years at with Tennessee.
There's almost no pressure on that last play.
No.
How are you supposed to play a guy like Burrow and not have any pressure?
Oh, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, CJ Uzoma, Joe Mixon. This is a pretty good crew of guys that can get open, right? I don't get why Tyler Boyd was a lower fantasy draft pick than Chase and T. Higgins. Like, he might finish with less, but this is a guy. It's what, 3 or 4 years in a row of 1,000 yards. He's fine.
All three of those guys are so good. Like, they really are.
I think Boyd's the best, to be honest.
Well, he's the most proven. He's done it the most. So
he's the most seasoned. He's obviously not the. He's the physically. He's not nearly as physically talented as the other two guys, but he's a professional. You know what I mean? Chase has had a really great start this year. Chase has to be the favorite though for offensive player of the year. Boyd's
you mean offensive rookie of the year?
Yeah, offensive rookie of the year. Sorry. Who's in the conversation other than him? So what running backs went? Travis Etienne, Najee Harris, and Javonta Williams from the Bengals, or sorry, not the
On the
Bengals, the
Broncos.
Broncos, yeah. And I can't really think of anybody else really.
Chase
that's just
has
a
to be
running
like
back.
Chase has to be a pretty big favorite at this point.
Yeah.
Um,
None of the quarterbacks are getting it done.
Maybe Mac Jones, maybe.
Yeah. They need to win games though. Like that's tied together. What a run. Like Mac Jones has to win games like memorable ones. Like he's got to win this like games like the Tampa Bay one on the weekend, which I don't know if that's going to happen. So unless he gets hurt, and who else could catch him? Jalen Waddle, Miami?
No,
probably not.
Well,
Devonta Smith?
No, it's unlikely.
Devonta Smith on.
I think Devonta Smith is more likely, but even then, it's like.
Isn't Waddle drafted before all those guys? I think so.
I'm not sure.
You're starting to pour it on. I love running. TD last week. Yeah, I'm a Tyler Boyd's my favorite receiver. Him and Robert Woods. Because I like undervalued players. So I guess perception has a lot to do with, I'm such an anti-hero. Big Rise, a Terry McLaurin guy.
I think he's terrific. Like the guy just makes plays when they need him. Like I don't know what else you'd want from a receiver.
He's a top tier player at his position.
This is a very late audible. Burrow gets it off in time. Oh, and they audible to a screen. The corner did enough to
halt that, yeah.
Tyler Boyd has been terrific. Like from when he entered the league till now, he's just been terrific.
Yeah, but he had the AJ Green shadow, right? And he's not as flashy of a player, so. Tyler Boyd.
That's just not a fair matchup with Miles Jack, but he turned him inside
what are they
out.
doing?
If I'm a defensive coordinator, I don't know how you can play zone.
Zone, yeah. Realistically, if you know it's zone, just get Tyler Boyd's one of the best slot receivers in there. Just get one of those guys to literally run in your zone and pick a spot. You're going to get away. It's way too slick. Way too slick. This might be a touchdown. I think that is a touchdown.
They marked him just short. It's hard to know like when he was down, and that might have been one of those same ones like that quarterback sneak that got blown down.
Yeah, I don't think I got blown dead though. I think this is a touchdown.
He looks like he was short.
He was short.
Close, but short. I'm surprised they gained so many
yeah.
yards on that play, to be honest.
He's churning. Joe Mixon's running angry right now. It's great. Yeah, just give it to Joe. Don't mess this up.
Do you see what's going on at the bottom of the screen? They didn't even have anybody on Tate.
Yeah. Oh, Brandon Tate or Auden Tate. I forgot about him.
That was unreal. I want to see the replay of that. Bengals, it's been less than 10 minutes in the second half. They've already they're 1 point down with the extra point pending.
Like, what if they cover?
Oh, they could easily cover. This was similar to Jacksonville got up early. Well, not
Arizona.
early, but against Arizona and managed to still lose their cover.
Did he even get in?
I can't tell which body was his in that. Look at they just left Tate. They had 11 guys out there. They just literally left him. I'm just very confused by.
No, he doesn't get fired tonight. They're gonna give him the year. I think he's garbage though. Like he does these things. That was while you were gone. When they were up 14 and they were driving, he was doing like yes. Like doing like a yes thing. And I'm like, man, you didn't even got points from this drive yet. You haven't won the game yet. Like, what's to cheer about? Do you know what I mean?
Or it's like just very small successes. Like you should expect this. Like,
yeah,
to get a first down.
It should be business as usual, not like
he's Terrell Owens after a first down.
Yes, exactly, right?
Who is the like, I want to know which receiver danced the most. You know what I don't see anymore? I never see receivers dance after first downs.
Well, do you remember the one where they were short and the guy still did a dance after reception? It was like third and something. And then I think it was Polamalu was like, look, like, what are you doing? Like, you're an idiot. Like,
live lines are down for the moment. Did they kick the extra point or is it still pending?
No, the touchdown's pending.
Oh, the touchdown's pending?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't see where he was, so.
I could tell. I don't know how you could turn it over. It's the same with the Dak one. I thought that was a touchdown, but maybe they whistled it dead. Like, I still didn't get it after.
All right. Back from commercial break at Paul Brown Stadium. Did they confirm this yet? He doesn't look in on this over-the-top replay. And that camera angle is, like, beneficial being behind the quarterback. Like, it looks... Yeah, he looks well short. They're
not giving it to him.
Yeah, he's like a full yard short of the end zone there. How do they call that a touchdown? Like, after watching
to begin with, yeah. Just run Joe Mixon. Like,
It looks even worse now that Tate didn't get in. I'm calling my shot now. I think this is going to be, if he lines up under center, I think we're going to get play action and they're going to run Chase across the
I don't want him to do that, but I don't think you're wrong.
I don't want him to do it either, but that's my guess. I don't think they're actually under center, so I don't think any of this is going to come to fruition. It looks like Burrow's back beside Mixon. I feel like being under center is just a lost art.
Now he's like questioning the decision, even though he encouraged it. Troy Aikman, a little bit hypocritical in this broadcast. What are they doing?
I don't get what's
the refs. Figure it out,
it's a
man.
Clock thing.
Yeah, why didn't we just do that in the first place? I never understand it. It's so simple.
You know what?
It's so simple and it works. I don't get it.
You know what's funny is I find that like smaller backs actually are having an easier time on the goal line lately than like the big bruisers.
You know me, I'll never consent to that. I like the bruisers.
I like the bruisers too. I just, for some reason, I feel like they have more success. The Bengals are now minus 194 on the money line, -3, minus 111 on the spread line.
Well, why? Let's go for a real disaster and a Jags turnover. You know what I mean? Like, might as well, right?
I think that's kind of how.
It's where you almost feel like it's heading. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much how the Arizona game went.
Yeah, Mickey's in on the turnover idea. I could see a total panic here.
So it sounds like they were running the ball successfully in the first half, and that's what led them there. And then Lawrence got it done with his legs as well.
Absolutely.
Let's see if I can pull up some sort of recap or stats. So Lawrence is 9 for 14, 127 yards. That looks respectable. Robinson, 14 carries for 67 yards. Lawrence, 5 carries for 26. And then Agnew had 11-yard carry, and Chenault had an 11-yard carry.
I thought Robinson got more yards than he actually did, but his were memorable. They weren't gimmick plays. They were like into the cut. You know what I mean?
Is Hyde out for this game?
Yeah. I don't know why, but there's a chance he could have been a scratch, though.
Yeah, and then they have Dare Ogunbowale, who had 2 carries as well.
Yeah.
And then
Dare.
And then Tyler Boyd's got 5 catches for 87 yards. Jamar Chase, 4 catches, 58 yards. And Evan McPherson missed a field goal.
Yeah. Hey, Zid, how you doing? Been some time.
I saw that Josh Lambo's like on a sabbatical or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, the game's actually really strange and good. Zipfono.
I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get to see this from the start because I'm actually very interested in both these teams. I'm very interested in watching Burrow and Lawrence play, and just not so much the Jags roster, but I'm very interested in watching the Bengals. Like, the Bengals should slowly be getting better. They've had enough bad years now where there should be making some improvements. And I do like Zach Taylor.
I don't know. I think he's average.
I mean, like, I don't know if he's any good as a coach, but I'm cheering for him.
Well, there was partial turnover. By some, I mean,
yeah. That's the thing. Like, if you're a casual fan and you didn't bet this game, or do you really care about watching Jags Bengals? Probably not.
No.
I don't have anything on this game, and I'm very interested. I'm just as locked in on this game as I am ones I'd bet. And the other thing that's nice, sometimes when you don't bet games, you can have much more of like a clear perspective on what's going on. You don't have those like, oh, I wish this team would do this. Like,
Yeah. We don't like passing on the goal line.
I don't mind
get
passing
emotionally
on the,
invested.
I don't mind passing on the goal line if there's no one lined up with my receiver, but I would prefer to run. Second and 6 here for Jacksonville. I love.
No way.
Was that Agnew with the catch?
Yeah.
Holy. It looked good.
I think it's good.
Oh my. I would not expect that type of awareness and skill level from Jamal
Yeah.
Agnew, and that was very impressive. They're probably going to throw a flag on that. Like, you ask corners to tackle, and then you can't do that.
That was so soft too. Like I hate that they're so like you can slide like so hokey.
Yeah. And the thing, like, Zit, what happened on that play with the Seahawks, or at least they've talked about, is that, like, New England pretty much brought out the heavy package, and they only had 3 corners versus 3 receivers. So Seattle decided to take their shots throwing the ball. It didn't work out.
They picked up the flag. The Seattle one is so magnified, and that was like one of the cases where like I was almost like okay with it. It just didn't work out. But I mean, it's still just so much safer to just run it. Like, you know what I mean?
The ironic thing is that you're not supposed to hit quarterbacks when they slide because of injuries, and the guy who actually threw the hit got hurt.
Yeah, he got injured. Yeah. What are they doing, man?
I don't know. And this flag, I feel like, is more likely to be on the offense.
We'll see. Picked up another flag 2 in a row. You rarely see that.
No kidding.
Yeah, yes. Zibono, you might have a case there.
Excellent
Is
coverage
that
on the outside. That was a timing thing, and he just
14 all, Alexis. Yeah.
You could just tell he I want to see that play again, but it felt like he just went to his first read, and it wasn't there.
Tavon Austin.
Absolute blanket coverage from whoever that is. Like
Tavon Austin.
I see that on offense, but the guy pretty much ran his route. Like, I don't.
They're going for it 4th and 2. I'm okay with this, Urban Meyer, as much as I don't like you so far. At least you're doing this. This guy looks like he's going to have a jammer. This is a long 2. That looked like a false start to me.
The corner did such a good job on that first one. He just missed out on that one. That's a tough one, though. Awesome job from Jacksonville.
You should play that flat though more often, right? It's a 2-yarder, right? Like, James Robinson run. I gotta be. I like this guy.
He runs so well. I know it's not true, but he also feels like a guy that's just not going to get hurt.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it totally does. Well, my dad always told me, like, growing up playing sports, even though it's probably male-driven testosterone misnomer, like, the guy who is afraid gets hurt, right? So if you fly your body into it, I mean, I kind of believe it, though. That's the thing. Oh, I thought that ball was coming out. And now I think about it, no one's ever hurt me in sports. I've only ever hurt myself. Like, so I actually believe this, right? Whereas, a lot of the softer players I can remember, they get hurt all the time. So, but then again, is it just a labeling thing? Do we do that with these NFL players? Oh, that guy's soft. We don't know that guy. We don't know how tough he is in practice. So,
I kind of want them to not convert here just so we can see if they decide to kick a field goal.
it's such a weird reason, but I understand and I actually like it. Dude, Chanot's having a game. What a big hit, 40. I don't like the angle they took there, though.
Well, it's like, why even be on the field if that's what you're going to do as the corner?
Yeah. And not take, why don't they spread their body out more to make these hits?
You want the cross body.
Splash if I have to, right? Like, how are you going to really grab a man and pull him down? Like, seems so bizarre. Like that, unless you're like that strong.
Well, what I don't get as a corner is like you have so much more time to react to stuff because the ball is traveling there. That was a pretty violent, aggressive hit there.
Yeah.
Bengals
mean.
57.
On a violent and aggressive player, James Robinson.
So Jags are slight favorites again for the money line in this game. They're minus 111. Bengals are minus 106. And then the total for this game right now is at 45. Slight juice on the over.
Yeah, it is looking good for the spread. Estimate for the cover percentage
of 7.5. It's like what, 68? I know Fat Guy and I are very off. The reason why it's so off is that well, I can just tell you. I don't know why I'm guessing. I've got numbers on it. Yeah, you can pretty much split the difference. I'd say it's about 73%.
There you go. I thought 7.5 was good value on Jacksonville. Oh, man.
That's a troublesome sack to take there. But there's a flag on this play.
That's so annoying.
Plays huge.
Vicky's got a question for you.
Well, Mickey, what I said earlier and what I saw, and it's like way easier to say now, but Jags money line probably looked like a good play. Let's see, I've got the data here. Let me just pull it up for myself. The other, like, there was it
14-14, Alexis. Jags driving.
Sorry about such the late play, Mickey, or the late sharing of it, but I shared it in the Discord. So the betting percentages for the money line didn't say either way, like there wasn't any value on either side, but there was 10 units and 7 units of value on Jacksonville closing at 27% of the money. And then for spreads, it's not the strongest, like at least the bet percentages aren't very strong. It's pretty much 50-50 split. But on the spread money percentage, with only 31% being on Cincinnati, I would have leaned towards Cincinnati against the spread. But I think I would have probably left. Nice run there. They marked him short. Okay.
What?
So I would have hummed and hawed over this. I might have taken Jacksonville money line. It just pretty much depends on my risk aversion for the day. He's clearly across.
That's like a 100% touchdown. You're welcome, Alexis. Are they reviewing this? Yeah, right.
That should be a score.
Should definitely be a score.
And then like the OU, it's the same stuff. Like bet percentages say over or no play, and then the money line or the money percentages say the under, but nothing's like too great. When I do, it's not that I should. When I do get the time to add the money won and lost, and I'm even thinking about taking the money away and just making it units. But I think seeing the units with the spreads, because that gives you an idea of like over a certain sample size, what is it? Because that, to me, that's a bigger deal. You know, anything can happen in a 1 or 2 game sample. In a 20 game sample, if it's a coin flip, what's the point? But like in a 50 game sample, to be 60% is pretty good. In a 69 game sample, to be up, 7 to 10 units, it's pretty good. But there's definitely like anytime there's a low percentage of money, it feels like on any side, it seems like almost a better indicator than bet percentages, to be honest. At least for money lines and spreads. I probably would have, Mickey, but then like I got back at half and I saw that they were down 14 and the Bengals got the ball and they were like plus 230, and I was really thinking about taking the Bengals at that point. But it's just different value at different
He's saying
times.
before the game, you probably would have taken Jacksonville.
Probably, but I wasn't here this time, and it's like so easy to be like, oh, I should have done that now, but I think that was typically the kind of play I would be making. And then at the same time, like I might have seen the money line percentage of bets and just went like, there's not really anything there. But it's only a sample of 10, so and it's a 30% win percentage. The line's 313, almost spot on for that. If I think it's safe to say if I was gonna make a play on this game, it probably would have been the Jags money line. I would have been more likely to bet the Jags money line than the Cincinnati spread. Well, this kicker must have made his other 2 kicks, so it couldn't have been that bad. Like, they didn't go for 2 both times and miss once, right?
No.
They've been kicking extra points. Man, that Arnold trade coming big.
He's had a couple receptions already.
That was a really nice run by Robinson. Yeah, the money is probably the easier way, and just move. Yeah, exactly. I don't have to do that much work to switch it over to units.
I think a lot of his plays at Vono, speaking about Trevor Lawrence, is that like they've been high variance, like the 2 Chanot big catches and that Agnew big catch. Like, I don't know. And then like he's used his legs so much and he's kept it on the keeper too many times. I think like that gimmick's not going to last in a 17-game season, right? So like unless they're just going to become this weird like disguised running juggernaut, right, with like a weird run and shoot team, which I wouldn't have thought, considering, you know, if you're a first overall pick, like you're not really supposed to be running gimmick stuff. Like you're supposed to be the complete package, and we haven't exactly seen that so far, right? There were some nice plays, but like I haven't seen him do anything super ambitious, just low hanging fruit and running. Since he missed a 40-yard, yeah,
McPherson. I think people expected more from Trevor Lawrence, being like, because there was just so much hype behind him. But I think he's like any other rookie quarterback. He's probably going to struggle throughout this year. And I think the only thing I'm worried about is the coaching that they have there. Like, is it the right coaching staff to get the most out of him to continually get better? I don't know.
Jags did have a turnover downs in the 1. Yeah,
that would have been a big difference. Like 21-0 going into half.
That would have been it, theoretically.
Yeah, that would have been different. I feel like the mentality changes. Like that definitely helped getting the stop for the Bengals. We didn't get a chance to talk, but like that was so strange. Like letting the clock run down and taking the timeout when like the Jags didn't have any timeouts. They couldn't stop the clock. Like just run your QB sneak and get out of there. And then the other thing too is that like you pretty much just want to snap the ball, go down, and make sure you're not in your own end zone. And Burrow still decided to try to get like 5 yards off the sneak. Like, and you're taking unnecessary hits. It was just it was weird.
It was you need a Fred Kasika play there. Let the clock wind down.
Yeah. Well, like I also don't get it at that point. Just hand the ball off to Mixon. Like, are you really someone going to blow up the backfield and make the play? I guess there's a chance, but it's just weird because you're running. Like, I know it's a small percentage chance, but there's always a chance the running back could break one, especially if they've like lined up to really stop it in the end zone. I didn't get to see the first, second, third, fourth down for the Jags. I probably would have been way more critical on that. I just saw the Bengals weird QB sneak, timeout, timeout, penalty, QB sneak, penalty, or faux penalty, timeout, QB sneak. It was just a weird ending. I know it's not in Fat Guy's best interest, but you got to feel pretty good right now if you have 7.5 on Jacksonville. 7, not the greatest, but good. 7.5 is just real nice.
I can't change anything though. That's why I'm just enjoying the game.
Yeah, it's
I
out of
took
your control.
action. I like the prices that I was given in the action that I received, and it is what it is. It doesn't matter really beyond that.
What a catch by Tyler Boyd. That was unreal. See, these are the excitement and stuff can get over, like touchdowns, especially, like that stuff gets really remembered. But like these third down plays, like these are like the Tyler Boyd, Terry McLaurin type plays that really win you games. Is he hurt? Is that him?
Yeah,
Oh, that sucks. It looks like maybe he jammed his
stinger.
wrist. Hopefully nothing long term.
Nice job
What
by
a
that D
nice
lineman
play. Holy. 52. I got to
with
pull
one
up who
arm,
that is.
one
'Cause
arm yank.
that was so good.
Devon Hamilton,
Oh, thank you.
320 pounds, second year.
Big boy with the butter. Second and 9 here for the Bengals. When they split
Jamar,
out 5 wide like that, it just seems very, very easy for Cincinnati to take advantage.
well, they did that on third and medium or small. And it was third and 2. And they got stopped there because they had so many guys close to the line that they were able to. The Jags, I think they've got a batted ball in the first half because of it. Nice, Boyd's out there. So I didn't really like it, but in that, against that defensive scheme is pretty easy. Throw and catch, pitch and catch. That seemed, I don't
The
know.
hit seemed early. I'm curious to see the replay.
He
on
didn't
this.
turn his head around. He just tackled the guy.
It's strange because with how the rules are, like I've seen PI get called on that play, but in all
Yeah.
honesty, I just think that's awesome defense.
So do I.
That's
So
what
do
I
I.
think it should be.
But to the letter of
just
the rule,
it's just
that's
inconsistent.
PI. Yeah, it is inconsistent. Exactly. I don't think it should be. You stayed with the guy every step of the way, right?
Yeah. With the coverage there, you're pretty much just giving Chase a 7-yard reception.
Yeah, they don't want. This is 4-down territory.
They got a linebacker on Mixon at the top. I don't know if there's any safety help over there, but that should be Mixon should be able to win that matchup.
They should draw. You should bring over the other receiver in motion though, so Mixon has more room to work. It's going to be holding against Cincinnati. I don't know why they're getting crazy. It's going to be holding against them. Wow. Uzoma, 2
Holy
touchdowns
smokes.
this game.
We got a ball game. This is going to be an excellent finish. I can just feel it.
I almost feel like a defensive score from Cincinnati.
Tie ball game. Bengals It's interesting because Jacksonville's going to get the ball. This game is tied, but the Bengals are still minus 163 to win. Also find it interesting that the Bengals -3 is plus 135.
Evan McPherson was a 5th-round pick by the Bengals.
I saw, I can't remember if it was after the Tucker kick, but someone was really talking up Evan McPherson as far as like leg strength and like ability. So I'm kind of curious to see him kick a little more. Like, I don't know how me watching him kick a few field goals and extra points is going to like change anything, but
Yeah, who thinks Cincinnati's 56% to win? You should check out Pro Football Reference has a nice roster guide, better than our lads, I think. Just not depth chart stuff.
Pro Football Reference is maybe the best football website there is. It's just loaded with facts and information. I love that. In this era of information, like there should be a better way to get like live information on that kind of stuff, but oh well. The OU for this game is all of a sudden at 50.5, so things sure did change since the first half.
Is this score right at 21-21?
Yep.
Was it 20? It's 21, yeah.
Man, I'm actually worried about Fred Kosika. Hopefully that guy's okay. Well, I suggested to take the under 41 when the live OU was 37. There was nothing other than you're getting a better price.
Yeah. I would take that 100%.
It's missed now. 46 was the total pre-flop.
Yeah.
It's just think about how crazy the OU flip from 37. Now it's 50.5. That's a pretty big flip, but I don't know. This has been a pretty exciting, whatever it is, like 22 minutes of football for me.
Why do they keep giving up those comeback routes?
Is that Eli Apple?
It is.
Playing in the secondary for the Cincinnati Bengals? Were Burrow and Meyer, was it his past coach? Or is it a guy he went up against? I don't know anything about college, so it's...
I'm pretty sure he wasn't his... No, he wasn't his coach. He never coached at LSU, as far as I know. That was at Oregon. He would have played against him for sure. Oh,
what a
55.
beautiful tackle. Wilson.
Imagine if you did that little like extra slam to a quarterback.
Logan Wilson, a 3rd-round pick from 2020. That was a great tackle. You don't see enough of like one-on-one matchups like that. I feel like I don't see that very often.
That makes sense. Meyer recruited him to Ohio State. He transferred to LSU. Ah, okay, that makes sense.
Interesting to know. It feels like any of those top college football guys are all connected in some way.
Yeah. Oh, he
Oh
fell.
man, I think that's
Can't
Mike Hilton, former Pittsburgh Steeler.
Steeler,
falling
yeah.
there.
Dwayne Haskins beat out. Oh, that's so funny how that works out. Dwayne Haskins is older though, so
It just
who were
shows you
the?
too, like
Go
how
ahead.
much improvement can happen. Like only in a couple of years, you can become a completely different player. I feel like in football.
At a cerebral position, you can't make yourself a better athlete in 3 years.
Yeah, I
Like a
guess
super better athlete.
that's a good point. I'm thinking more quarterback. Oh, I hate this stuff.
They better not be a flag.
Jermaine Pratt was just like, I just want to see a defender's eyes, turn into fire and go straight for the quarterback in that position.
Straight for him.
Like, what's the benefit of, like allowing him to hold on to the ball longer and have more time?
Yeah, yeah. And like, if you're gonna miss, like, slow him up, right? Like, just cover a lot of ground because you have other teammates there. Right? Like, people act like a lot of these defenders act like there's nobody behind them. Timeout from the Jags.
This is an important play for them, but like you're losing out on this by needing to take a timeout here.
Yeah.
But this is what you get with teams like this is a newer coach in the NFL. This is a young rookie quarterback. Like, it feels like you're taking these timeouts to still learn, like, what are we going to do in these situations? Like, are we on the same page? And it's just, you're so far behind. Like, how are you supposed to compete with other teams
Well-oiled
that
machines.
are trying to win? Yeah. Like, do you think Brady's calling a timeout here? It's unlikely.
Never. But even then, you don't even have to use someone like Brady. You could go middle of the pack. You could go Kirk Cousins. That's not happening.
Yeah, Cousins isn't.
But
it's like you said, it's a well-oiled machine. Like these guys, like it's just so hard to compete in the NFL.
Yeah. But like, if you're bad, procedure should be number one, right?
Now he's
There
going to
might
make
be a hold
play.
there.
I still find it super impressive that a guy like Lawrence can be running full speed against his body and make a throw like that. Like no one was there, but you can see like the physical talent. Like I think Lawrence, like with the right coaching, could be I'm not breaking crazy ground here, but I think he could be a good player with the right coaching. Doesn't that suck? Like it feels like so much of player success is tied towards like strong coaching and building around those types of players.
That's why I almost get like guys not wanting to go somewhere. Like I almost get it.
I would really love to get like a breakdown though of like what coaches get paid compared to some of the players. Because there is like, with any type of work or stuff, like there's always going to be a pecking order based off of salary. I just feel like that's kind of how things go. That's even more like, makes it even more silly when you pay like one of these receivers a ton of money. Because they're showing up as like, leaders. Like people are looking up to them when they show up if they're getting paid big free agent money.
Yeah, it's a lot of what ifs, right?
Yeah, that would be terrific. Like, how would Mahomes look under any other offense?
Yeah, he got lucky with like the best O coordinator.
Yeah. And then how would Mitch Trubisky look if he got to play somewhere else? Like,
Yeah. Would the
and
Chiefs have
then
been? No, they would. Chiefs wouldn't have traded up to. Chiefs trade up to Mahomes because they found the guy that fits Randy Reid's dream.
yeah.
There's no way they would have bothered with a quarterback if it wasn't just Mahomes.
And I remember like just seeing Mahomes like initial tape, like it felt like he was just going to be a turnover machine. Like he had this rocket cannon arm, and but like the guy's been unreal. Like he's been
maybe the
unreal.
best of all time. Like it's in that conversation. Well, he had the highest OU for interceptions we had ever seen. Yeah, understudy Alex Smith, one of our favorites. Alex Smith is a good guy for that. He should be a quarterback coach because as far as decision making, Alex Smith was very, very good, and he was very aware of his own capabilities, right? Like you didn't see Alex Smith overextend and mess up. You know what I mean? Like it just didn't happen.
Yeah, Alex Smith was a pleasure to watch. He was like it. Like I know we talk about it with Teddy too. Like it just feels so good to bet when those guys are playing quarterback because just the turnovers is so low, and it's perfect for against the spread football. So much of betting against spreads feels like a turnover battle.
Where's the flag? Yeah, exactly. That's the best distinct way I've heard. You always got positive expectancy from Smith. Exactly. That's why we love betting on him. You didn't like you got a reliable guy. You know what I mean? Like how often was that a thing? Well, I'm about to win this Miami bet potentially.
Hopefully. So did you ever get to the bottom of what happened?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
did they honor it or?
So this is what happened. They said even though I have an alert, which is supposed to be accept all bets, or sorry, ask me to accept if they move the line right when I bet it, which is what happened. And I said that I had it checked off, which I'm almost certain I didn't because I looked through it, but I can't prove whether it's true or not because I bet it minus 170 and then conveniently it moved to minus 185. Like, come on, right? But it says accept all changes on the thing when I went and checked it, but I was positive that I unchecked it. So I still feel like I got jagged, but I could be mistaken. So I'm not gonna like. I'm just gonna watch for it now. And now I know the procedure. Then it's okay. And it ended up moving to minus 220. So like, I still got a good price at minus 185 because it was like minus 195 at Pinnacle when I got that.
Well, that's good to know. At least you got to the bottom of kind of what possibly happened. And it looked like Mixon came off a little bit gingerly there. So I'm wondering if
you have P. Ryan.
with him.
You have Samaj P. Ryan.
Yeah.
It's 1 yard.
He wasn't able to get it on that last one. But a personal favorite of the fat guy and I just because of his bench press.
Yeah.
They go play action.
Why do you go play action? You're so stupid.
And there's some sort of flag here.
Oh my goodness.
Bengals are celebrating. That was the flag. Are they calling it on Campbell or are they calling it on Herndon?
I think Herndon.
There wasn't a lot there. And the Bengals are going to get pushed back 5 more yards. Interesting. They just showed the OU of 50.5, and you could bet the under right now at minus 852.
I think that's fair.
All right, 1st and 15 here for Joe Burrow. Completion to Pirine, who turns Herndon
Gets a
inside
first
out.
down.
He might be just... Oh, my goodness. It's one of those ones where he looks like half a yard short. We get the benefit of seeing the yellow line, which is unofficial, but just so weird. Like, the official just sent him forward for the first down.
He rolled on a body, though.
It's just, like, weird where they showed the spot, and the guy's just, like, willy-nilly
Yeah, it's so
first
arbitrary,
down. Yeah. Yeah, Pirine's still out there, so Mixon might have... this might be not a good injury for Mixon.
All right. Miami's kicking to win the game.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Yeah. They're at the 16.
It looks like a... I think Mixon just has a tweak, but I don't know if he's coming back into this game.
Wow.
Another big play by CJ. They go hurry up, but there's no reason.
They're not going to get it off. Yeah.
Just, it's kind of wild. Like, the Bengals right now are minus 809 to win this game. And, like, I get that they're in the driver's seat, but that just feels like way too high.
Yeah. They missed the kick 16 yards out.
Oh, my goodness. So is it overtime or is it done?
No, it's done. That was to win the game. It was 30-28.
Oh.
They're on the 15-yard line. They missed the kick.
So a 33-yard field goal. That sucks.
That's interesting, yeah.
That sucks. That's another interesting point, like with the OU being at like -8, whatever it was. If there's a missed field goal to win this game, in overtime, that total could definitely hit over. Pirine in for this run. Flag on the play, too. This could be bad news for the Bengals if they got to get pushed back for 1st and 20. Live line's already back down, so this definitely is against the Bengals. Eric said, here goes my betting question. In the early weeks, is it best to seek overreaction, meaning bet later in the week, later in the season, reaction becomes more moderate and wagering early is best? I I don't think there's any like exact answer that the fat guy and I could give. Like that'd be something that you'd have to like monitor and measure to see. Like I think it's safe to say the more the books get to see, the more accurate lines get as time goes along. But
generally speaking. But like not in football because there's not a large enough sample. Baseball for sure.
it's gonna be a quick screen. Like it's just think about how bad the coaching is.
He's almost having a career game, man.
Just look at how they lined up on both sides of the ball. And like I can make that call from here. You're telling me that the defense isn't able to like make adjustments to play against that. That's just like that's how you lose games. That's really how you lose games. Oh my god. This is just it's hard to watch. Also, this makes no sense either. Like, get up to the line and run the ball. Why are you using your timeouts? I hope you're talking about the feed.
It's funny.
Also, if you're Jacksonville, you try to let them score.
That would be too smart.
Well, after what they did on the last play, like, let's get real.
Anything can happen. I just lost a college football bet on a 33-yard kick, so anything can happen.
On the live line, the Bengals are minus 3,233. Jacksonville plus 1,329. So I'm too lazy to do the math, but that gives you a pretty good idea of what they think the chances are of Evan McPherson making a, what is this, a 35-yard field goal?
Yeah. I don't, Josh. Purely because I think their coaching's bad and this is what you deserve.
So they lost the second half 24-7 in a game where they were up 14-0 and were stopped on the one.
That guy doesn't look like he's cheering so much.
Well, the Cincinnati Bengals are 3-1 to start the year. Money line and +3 cash. Congrats, Tony. -7.
-7, no good.
You got to feel pretty good for Zach Taylor. Starting the year 3-1. So who have the Bengals beaten so far? Let's take a look.
Minnesota, Pittsburgh.
And it kind of sucks. They lost to the Bears. So
Yeah.
they beat the
23-20
Vikings in overtime. They beat the Steelers by 2 touchdowns. They beat the Jags on a short week at home on Thursday night. And they lost by 3 to the Bears at Lambeau Field. For who they played, a 3-1 start is good. Like that, this has been a good start for the Bengals. And they play the Packers next week, so that'll be an interesting line to see where that opens up. I wonder who do the Packers play? The Packers play the Steelers this week at home. I think they were like just under a touchdown favorite, if I'm not mistaken. Like let's do a look ahead here, fat guy. What do you think the Packers Bengals line opens at?
Where?
In Cincinnati at Paul Brown Stadium.
Packers -1. 1.5.
Damn. You're I had Packers 3.5 in my head. So that's a pretty big discrepancy. Like it sounds like not, but that's a pretty big discrepancy.
Oh,
So,
I'd be happy to take the Packers at that price, but people have like a record bias. It's not like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that they should have been 7.5 point favorites in this game. Do you know what I mean? So,
I get what you mean. They did what they were supposed to do tonight. They didn't cover the spread, so I don't think like the Bengals looked impressive. But you're saying that their record is going to keep that line down.
yes.
You think? You think people have some respect now for the Bengals?
Yes. And you'll like you can back up an argument here.
Yeah.
I think 3 is the biggest it could go.
Mickey agrees with me. It looks like he said 3.5.
3.5 is the number where I don't think I would like where I wouldn't bet. Same with 3. Actually, 3 is a number I wouldn't bet, but I think it'll be lower than that. So I think the Lions are different than the perception lately. Like it's been a little bit surprising this year. Let's call it.
Yeah. Yeah, Mickey, we saved ourselves, huh? We saved ourselves from a heartbreak Jags money line. But we also might have decided to buy back on the Bengals at halftime at like 2-1. But either way, it doesn't matter. I know what's the word for it? Hedging isn't very popular.
Yeah.
I can't, to be honest though, we talk about hedging a lot. I can't remember the last time I hedged a bet. Like maybe the Seahawks one, like that Seahawks one, we had to hedge a lot, but that was because of bad bankroll management and bad decisions.
You didn't read the rules properly. That's it.
Yeah.
You never made that mistake ever again.
That is true.
So like it was a cheap way to get out of it, to be honest.
I'm gonna cheat and look ahead to see if there is a line out next week at any of these books for this game, because I'm just curious to see what the line is. But so much is gonna change from now to then.
I like how stupid this question is. Is Joe Burrow the real deal? It had one exciting game happen. It's not going to tell you anything.
Yeah. Well, we can pretty much split the look ahead line is Green Bay -3. So I guess a lot depends on how that is, but you pretty much said it spot on. If that's going to be the line where you're like, I don't want to take either side, then
yeah. I just thought I that's how I felt. Like that 3 is the indifference number, but I don't feel they've been accurate this year in terms of like, I guess my perception, my warped perception.
I get what you're saying. Well, I guess
okay, Big Rye.
Yeah, thank you, Fat Guy, for carrying this stream as of normal, but
I
you
don't
carried it
know about that.
even more than normal. But that's it. That's Thursday night football. Let's just quickly see. Zivono said, I think the juice is kind of ridiculous on these bets, so hedging doesn't make sense. Hedging is great for stocks, though.
Yeah.
What do you think the line would have been on week 1 for Green Bay Cincy? I think it probably would have been like Green Bay -7.
-6.5 on the road. 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5 seems pretty good. We will definitely be live for Monday night, Mickey. The Monday night game this week is Vegas Chargers. Man, that's going to be a good game.
I'm into that.
That's going to be a good game. And I could see the OU being set very high. What's the OU for this game? 51.5. It's actually a little bit lower than I thought, but that's going to be a fun game to watch. But to me, being such a football junkie, I pretty much could watch any of these teams play and be happy with it. But appreciate you guys all stopping by and watching. Sorry I was late tonight, but Sunday's looking good. I'll be able to post any of the market information for the Sunday games, and then we will have the Sunday night video out Sunday night, hopefully right when Sunday Night Football ends. We have that one out ready to go, and then we will catch you guys all again on Monday night for the Monday Night Football stream. You guys all have a wonderful evening.